In Formula One, the dream of fair, merit-based racing is getting harder to achieve because of internal team politics that favor a few. This is especially true in teams like Red Bull Racing, where favoritism has become a big part of their culture and makes it hard for people outside the inner circle. At the heart of this controversy is the idea that talent, once the most important thing in racing, is being sacrificed for the sake of marketing, image, and the team's own interests. One example of this is how Sergio Perez's performance suddenly dropped. Many people think this is just because of the ups and downs of competition, but a closer look shows that the lack of support from the team was a big factor. Behind closed doors, people say that important people like Marco and even Verstappen's dad have put pressure on Perez, which has made it hard for him to do his best. Instead of being helped, his driving skills were slowly eroded by a system that only supports one story over another, a story that always revolves around the team's golden child. The sad truth is that some F1 teams have changed from creating a real competitive spirit to creating an environment where mental toughness is not just about doing well on the track, but also about dealing with the toxicity of the team. Critics say that a true F1 driver's success should only depend on their skills, hard work, and ability to make quick decisions at high speeds. But the pressures of favoritism and power make drivers have to deal with a second challenge: surviving an unethical environment. Take Red Bull Racing, for instance. They're one of the most successful teams on the grid, but their way of managing drivers raises serious ethical questions. They've been accused of favoring Max Verstappen, not just because he's super talented, but also because he fits their image and marketing goals. Verstappen's car setup preferences are a good example. He likes a setup that's super aerodynamic and gives him great grip, which means the whole team has to make changes to the car to make it work for him. This means they can't make changes to the car for another driver, so it's hard for someone like Sergio Perez or even up-and-coming drivers like Liam Lawson to really shine when the car is built for one person. This favoritism isn't just a one-time thing. It's part of a bigger problem in the sport. Teams are always trying to win championships and make money from sponsors, so they're making decisions that are short-term and unfair. It's not enough to have a great driver. You also need them to be the team's brand ambassador. In a system where teams only share information with certain people and make changes to the car based on what they want, the integrity of the sport is at risk. The consequences of such a flawed system are far-reaching. On one hand, the fans, the heart and soul of F1, find themselves watching races that are more about political maneuvering than about showcasing individual talent. Whenever a driver like Perez is sidelined by internal power struggles, a piece of the sport's essence is lost. Racing should be a place where skill and determination reign supreme, not where backroom deals decide who gets to lead the charge. The feeling of unfairness fuels disenchantment among the fan base, who increasingly see the sport as an exclusive club that values loyalty over genuine merit. But the ethical implications go beyond a single team. In its purest form, motorsport is a celebration of human ingenuity, technical prowess, and the relentless pursuit of perfection. The introduction of politics and favoritism taints this narrative, turning what should be a fair competition into an oligarchic system where only a few benefit. When a team's management fails to establish clear, impartial rules to curb such behavior, it sets a dangerous precedent for the sport as a whole. It sends a message that what matters most is not a driver's dedication or skill, but their standing within the inner circles of power. Critics have long argued that a strong governance framework is crucial to maintain the integrity of any sport. In F1, where the gap between success and failure is incredibly narrow, even minor lapses in ethics can have a significant impact on the competition. For example, if a driver is systematically denied resources, such as car updates, tailored strategies, or even the basic support of the team, the long-term consequences can be devastating for both their career and the sport's competitive balance. This isn't just about one driver or one team. It's a fundamental challenge to the very idea of fair play in motorsport. Even drivers who aren't naturally gifted, like Perez, have shown that with the right support, they can lead races and make amazing moments. It's crazy that Perez was kept out of the race because of an internal strategy that favored Verstappen. This shows that the team has some serious problems. It raises a big question. What does it mean when a team consistently stops other talented drivers from getting a chance because of a single popular driver? For many fans and aspiring drivers, it seems like success in F1 is more about playing politics than about hard work and innovation. Lawson has shown promise a few times, but now he's stuck in a situation like the ones drivers like Albon and Gasly have been in. Despite his obvious talent, he doesn't have a consistent and fair support system. In a sport that claims to be precise and fair, it's really troubling to see rising stars being denied the opportunities they deserve because of secretive internal decisions. So Formula One needs to change. The sport needs to get back to its basic values of fairness, merit, and integrity. Teams need to make clear rules that make sure every driver has an equal chance to succeed, not just on the track, but also within the team. This means having clear rules about everything from car setup changes to how team members talk to each other and get support. Only then can F1 start to fix its broken image and show that it's a fair place for both drivers and fans. Formula One's politics of favoritism, like the drama at Red Bull Racing, are a big change from how the sport used to be. When teams and drivers prioritize personal connections over fair competition, it creates a toxic environment that hurts the very essence of racing. Drivers like Perez and rising stars like Lawson suffer because the system favors popularity over skill, and in doing so, F1 risks losing its biggest fans. It's time for a thorough review of how teams are run, with ethics and fairness at the top of the list. Only then can the sport regain the trust of its fans and give drivers a fair chance to show off their skills.